Hello everyone. Today I will tell you two stories about the love of mother and father for their children. Please listen. The story Mom's Old Dress. On the day of the high school prom, little Lan stood in front of the mirror looking at herself in her newly bought dress. Lan had dreamed of attending this prom for a long time, but when she looked at her mother, who was carefully ironing her worn-out dress, Lan's heart suddenly felt heavy. Lan's mother was a single woman, working hard every day to raise her. The old dress her mother was wearing had been with her for many years. It was faded and had some tears, but her mother always kept it and wore it on special occasions. Lan suddenly felt embarrassed when comparing her new dress with her mother's simple outfit. That night, when Lan and her mother entered the prom room, all eyes were on them. Lan's friends admired her new dress, but Lan only felt hurt and worried. She was afraid that her friends would notice her mother's old dress and make fun of her. During the entire prom, Lan kept her distance from her mother, not daring to get close. She felt guilty and tormented when thinking about her mother's silent sacrifice. But then, Lan accidentally heard a story. One of her teachers told her that in the past, Lan's mother was also an excellent and beautiful student. But after Lan's father passed away in an accident, her mother decided to give up good opportunities to take care of Lan. The old dress that her mother was wearing was the one that Lan's father gave her on his last birthday. Every time she wore it, Lan's mother felt close to her father and was reminded of her deep love for her daughter. After hearing the story, Lan burst into tears. The little girl ran to her mother, hugged her tightly and said, "Mum, you are the most beautiful person in my eyes. I'm sorry for not understanding and appreciating you more." Mum smiled and stroked Lan's hair, her eyes filled with tears. "My daughter, I just need you to be happy." From that moment on, Lan no longer felt embarrassed or distant from her mother. She proudly held her mother's hand and spent a memorable evening with her mother with a heart full of love and gratitude. The story Dad's Shoe. Min is an ambitious young man. After many years of studying and working hard, Min was accepted to work at a large company. On his first day at work, Min stood in front of the shoe cabinet, looking at his father's old leather shoes. Those were the shoes that his father had worn for many years, working from early morning until late at night to support the family. Min suddenly remembered the times his father painstakingly repaired the worn soles of his shoes. Min loves his father very much, but sometimes he feels a little embarrassed when he sees him in his simple work clothes and old faded shoes. Min always dreams of buying his father a new, more beautiful and luxurious pair of shoes. However, because of his busy work and life, he has never been able to do that. On his first day at work, Min wanted to look professional, so he chose a pair of shiny new leather shoes that he bought himself. He walked into the office with pride, but he still had some concerns about his father's old shoes. That evening, Min returned home and saw his father sitting in the corner of the room, holding a paintbrush and a pair of old shoes. His father was carefully repairing every tear and every worn spot on the shoes. Min sat down next to his father and asked, "Dad, why don't you buy a new pair of shoes? These are too old." Dad looked at Min and smiled gently. "Son, this pair of shoes has been with me through so many journeys and through so many difficulties. I keep it not only to save money, but also because it reminds me of my responsibility to my family. Every time I see this pair of shoes, I have the motivation to continue working so that you and the whole family can have a better life." After hearing this, Min was speechless. He understood that his father's shoes were not just an old item, but a symbol of his father's love and silent sacrifice for his family. Min hugged his father and said, "Dad, thank you for everything. I promise to work hard to not let you down." From that day on, Min no longer felt ashamed of his father's old shoes. Instead, he felt proud every time he saw his father wearing those shoes because they contained a whole world of love and perseverance from the father he always respected.